Not good. Right there.
Hey everyone, welcome to Sailing Sweet Ruka. I'm Kate, this is Curtis, and Roxy the dog. We've crossed the ocean twice on our way to Cape Horn, when 800 miles off the coast of Africa, something hit the hull and rudder, spinning us 180 degrees in complete darkness in the middle of the night. We dove on the hull during the crossing and once again while arriving to safe harbor in Brazil, but did not find any damage. We were making southward progress in Brazil toward an anchorage called Porto Bello when we noticed salty water coming in behind the rudder post. We decided to divert to the city of Itajai since we knew of their travel lift and availability of products and marine services. We knew we would be able to get the repair materials we would need no matter what we would find. Once we arrived, we hired the local diver to check the hull and rudder as well, and alas, it was our third strikeout. We knew at this point we would need to haul out the boat. The seriousness of this issue can't be taken lightly, as damage to the rudder or rudder post has caused many a tragic accident before, including during the Transpac race and ARC rally. Before we haul out the boat, first we'd like to spray the salt water off and put the dinghy away. Easy, right?
Okay, so boat life is never easy when you're traveling between countries like this. You have this hose with every adapter under the sun, from the US all the way to Europe. Well, this is the only marina we've ever been to that uses female fittings for their water hoses. So we have to figure something out. So we're hoping we have something on the boat. Otherwise, we have to wait until tomorrow and go all the way to a hardware store just to wash the boat and hook up our hose. This is how life is on the boat. So you just have to laugh at it, go with it, and it is what it is. So what are you doing? You taking the water filter apart?
Yeah.
Okay, I know how to do this guy.
Okay. Oh God.
Let's hope the threads on these fit.
Oh.
That's how they're fitting. Oh, muito bom. All right. Success, we think. We have water. All right.
We knew the dinghy would be in the way while working on the stern on the hard, so we decided to put him on the bow. We also decided to run some fresh water through the engine since we wouldn't be using it for a little while. Then it was time to haul out the boat and drop the rudder, something that always makes us nervous.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good.
Once in position, Curtis and I disassembled the rudder quadrant so that we could fully drop the rudder while we had enough height in the slings before they set us down on the stand. The anticipation of what we might find was building.
Oh, I feel so alive.
What we found was a puncture where the back top edge of the rudder must have hit upon impact, slowly leaking water into the hull. We would have a good-sized project on our hands. We'd also need to inspect the rudder and rudder bearings as well. But we were grateful for the sturdiness and well-designed system of the J46. But more on the design later.
We've got the inside of the lazarette here all taped off and plastic wrapped so we don't make too much of a mess. Ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure here. It's a lot easier to clean up if you kind of keep everything contained. Let's have a look at what we've got going on. Come on in. Okay, so everything's pretty much wrapped up down here. And you can see this is the area that we need to repair. You can see how it's delaminated. I can actually peel that up. And this right here is all solid fiberglass. So any water that did get in, it should be stopped. by here. So you can see the path that it came down. It is possible that some water seeped its way in here through the core, but the good part about the way that the J-boat's hulls are constructed with the scrimp method, there's actually epoxy sucked through all the voids in the balsa wood. So there's actually little squares here that you're going to see as I cut this open that are almost like a honeycomb inside of the hull. And with any luck, those squares should have stopped any additional water flow. So we know we've got delam to here and up to here. So we're going to have to start going at this area right here. And then we've also got to open up the bottom of the hull on the other side. But we're going to start and work our way from the inside out today. Here we go. Not good. All right. Time to get the safety glasses on and start cutting. Copper bonding plate right there. Okay, we are finally getting somewhere. We found some wet core in there, so we're just going to have to basically dig away until we get to dry core. Looks like it's starting to rain here though, so I'm going to close up shop and keep charging batteries. We'll see you guys later. Day one in the boatyard is all done. We're done for the night, but yeah, you can see the blue of Sweet Ruka chilling right there behind me, and we're going to wave goodbye because they can only work until 6 p.m. here at the yard. So 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., which is unfortunate because I would probably just stay until midnight and just jam this out and then come back at 8 in the morning and get another 6 hours worth of work in. I could probably have it all ground out and the bad core out, but it's going to cost me an extra day. So it's the way they do it, and can't argue it, I guess. So, Amanya. Ciao, ciao. We are headed to our new friend Gabriel's place. Gabriel has a shop where he is a boat builder. He is doing some awesome stuff with high-end composites, and he's also a racing sailor that races J70s internationally. We're also going to pick up some stuff from Gabriel. We're going to get some vacuum bagging equipment and materials, so that way we can suck out all of any remaining moisture that is left inside of the core of the boat, and then we can prepare for lamination and get the boat all fixed up. So I also really want to see inside of Gabriel's shop. He is building a 44-foot daggerboard catamaran right now, so I think that it's going to be something really cool for everybody to see. Anyway, enough from me. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you south of Porto Bello. Ciao. So just when you think, like, oh, I'm out in the middle of nowhere in Brazil, out in the countryside, mountains, there's an outlet mall. Okay, I think this is it. See a boat out back, that's a good sign.
The boats in Gabriel's shop are made with vacuum infusion, which is very similar to the scrimp method, but basically with foam core instead of balsa. Curtis says the build quality of Gabriel's boats looks fantastic. And if you'd like to know more, you can visit his website in the description. He lent us his vacuum pump after the tour, and Curtis headed back to Itajai.
It is time to keep on working here. We've got some of the core out. You can see that drill bit right here. This is our hole coming through the bottom, so we've located that. So we're just going to keep working our way around and pulling core out until we get to the dry stuff. Yikes. Soaking wet right there. You guys can see this here. This is the puncture, the hole right here, and you can see this is where the spiders kind of come out from. So that's where our water was coming in the hull, right here. And then this is where it all kind of got soaked up like a sponge. So it feels like the core is fairly dry. I think we need to take a little more out right here. Right here. We'll look more here. Okay. We'll vacuum this guy up, and that's kind of round one here. Okay, we've got everything all ground out, scraped out. The old core is removed, and we're ready to scarf around the edges. We're going to dig into it from the inside, and then it'll pull the whole sandwich together and vacuum everything to the existing outside hull. So I think it'll be a really, really nice repair, and it'll be stronger and better than new. The good news is the core is not super wet. Most of it was pretty dry. There's some wet spots that were, really, close to the actual hole itself. But for the most part, that scrimp process where it draws epoxy through the squares in the balsa core, that seems to have held most of the water that did come in and keep it pretty localized. So I think the next plan is to put a vacuum on this and suck as much water as we can out over the next couple of days maybe, and let this dry really well. We'll come in, we'll scarf it, and then we'll lay the new core in with a little bit of adhesive filler, and then put a little bit of epoxy over the top, start our top laminates, and then suck everything together. And then we'll do a little bit of fairing on the outside, and I think we should be pretty good to go.
We knew we were going to need more materials and tools to get the job done, so we wandered outside the marina to find an amazing chandlery just down the road. It's so helpful to have so many resources right at your fingertips when working on a major project. We stopped in the paint room as we knew that our bottom was going to require some fresh paint, and we were excited to learn about all the options of AkzoNobel paint that they had to offer.
this is our laboratory that we can make PU paints and also polyester paints with Seekins and Vanda pigments. So, for example, if you have a repair boat and your color is blue, we can take our spectrophotometer, which is a kind of a machine that we can scan your paint, put on our system, and choose the winner color. AkzoNobel has more than 2 million colors catalog in our system, so we can choose the winner color and make a match. So my colorist, my guy that works here, can go in your boat and you can see if he's correct. If he's not, we can adjust and make your color.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful to have such great marine providers with a good availability of products for yachts. We finished the grinding and sanding of the hull this week. Next week on Sweet Ruka, we start laying the fiberglass to finish the repair to keep Sweet Ruka afloat. A special thank you to all our patrons for making these videos and this repair possible. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time!